I'm not rich, but I'm shining bright. I can't see my kingdom now. Quand je rêve, je suis un roi. Quand je rêve, je suis un
He
roi.
is Bilal Hassani, and he is singing for France at Eurovision 2019. Shall we interview him? Let's do this!
This is so fun.
Oh, Bilal, it's so nice to finally have contact with you.
I'm so happy to be speaking with you because I love you guys so much. You guys are the best.
Oh! So we've got to ask you, how are you feeling right now? It's been a few weeks since Destination Eurovision. You've been traveling everywhere, doing interviews everywhere. How are you feeling?
Well, I was kind of tired like the week after we won Destination Eurovision. First of all, because I did not expect that. Neither did my team or anyone around us. It's like for my label, it's the second year in a row because I'm in the same team as Madame Monsieur. So they were really not expecting that. So it was kind of crazy. All of a sudden, there was all this press, all this pressure, media pressure. So we were doing a lot of stuff. It was kind of like nerve wracking. I didn't even have the time to be happy for the news. So I was kind of like going everywhere. And then I have the best team in the world. They just said, you need to rest. So I went very far from Paris in a house. So to write songs and to finish our album and also to rest. And that was the time where I was like, oh my God, I'm doing Eurovision. What? And I was like so excited, so happy, and it helped me a lot like to settle down, start to think about how I wanted the performance to look at Eurovision and everything, and so it was really beneficial for me.
Every king needs his beauty sleep. I mean, honestly. Now, your mother, she seems to go everywhere with you. Where is she now?
Well, it's the only time when you're calling me that she's not there. She has a few meetings and she has a job. She has her own job, and on the side she's taking care of me. So she's like a super woman. Like she's like so powerful and so strong, and I love her so much. But yeah, she cannot always be with me, but she tries.
And is she a source of strength for you? It's obviously been very stressful. I mean, it's happy times, but also intense times. I'm curious what it's like to have her near you for this experience.
I think I wouldn't be able to be living this moment happily if she wasn't there. I don't think I would even be able to be going through all of this without her. She's always there, and she always finds the right words and the right, and she's always like just enough for me to be fine all the time. Every time I feel so stressed, sad, or anything that's like kind of nerve wracking, she's always just there, and just her presence already helps a lot. So I owe her the world.
French Moroccan wisdom. Okay? I love it.
Yes.
Your background is so interesting. Could you just clarify, tell us, both of your parents are from Morocco and you were born in France?
Yes, both of my parents are from Morocco. Both of my parents are French. They both immigrated for studying actually when they were in university in France. They did like all their studies in France, and they met in France, and then they got married and everything. And she got like my mom and dad got me and my brother, and then my father moved for his job, and so he's been living everywhere abroad. Like he was in Vietnam, then he was
Vietnam! My mama's Vietnamese!
yes,
Oh
come
my
on.
god!
I
Sorry, I
used to go
interrupt.
to Hanoi. I think like from 2009 to 2012, I went every school vacation. I was there.
Oh my gosh, honey, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will. And so yeah, now my dad is located in. He's based in Singapore, and so I do like a bit of back and forth to see him and my mom in France.
Oh wow, do you think going to Asia has influenced you in any way?
Oh, sure it did. The music in Asia, the culture, the way. Also, something that I really found interesting is how masculinity in Asia is really different from how Western countries show men. And so I wasn't, I got to discover new things. I was able to see men with makeup without it being uh, associated to sexuality. directly. So it was really fun, and I think it also shaped me a bit.
And something we have to ask you, obviously, you are a very public figure. You have a huge YouTube following, you've been in the French newspapers, and with the good can sometimes come the bad. There are trolls everywhere. I'm curious, how do you deal with them, and what's your advice for other people who deal with them?
Well, at first, what I used to do was ignore them totally, and I really tried to not read at all. But then it was kind of hard because you always find a way to them. Like there's always like three sweet messages that you read and one really nasty one, and so you always like see them. So at first I was like, oh, I just want to have them like off my brain and forget about those. But I wasn't able to do that, so I tried to accept them and to figure out a way to live with them because they're always going to be here. So what I try to do all the time is to be like, okay, what is this person doing? This person must be really sad if they have all this angst and all this angst and all this hate in them that they want to share. So I always feel sorry for them and I say a little prayer for them and I hope they get happy and they get better. And I always send love, even if it's not by answering directly, because I never want to give strength to hate because love is more important. I always in my mind send a lot of love and I'm like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna end up not being so mean. And what I can say for people who receive hate is they need to talk. This is something that's really been helping me. Also, is um, telling my mom, telling my friends, talking about it to also my team here. So you can talk to like anyone if you feel the need to. Like you're like, okay, today I'm in a bad mood. I've read really nasty things, and this is not a good day. You just share it, and it always like they will always find better words to help your mental state feel better. And if you don't want to talk to anyone you're close to, you can also talk to someone you don't know. And my
Oh,
messages are open.
love that. You know, Tyra Banks on America's Next Top Model, she always told the girls the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And so if someone really dislikes you, they should just ignore you and not come for
Exactly.
you. So I just keep that in mind. I just hit mute because I don't need it in my life. All right.
Right.
You don't have to compete in the semifinals at Eurovision. You go direct to the final. Is that
Yeah.
an advantage, you think?
Of course not. It's not an advantage. It's like not an advantage and not a disadvantage. It's just like a thing that's happening. Like there are six countries that don't go to the semifinals. I feel like the only advantage I have is that I'm going to be able to enjoy Tel Aviv maybe a bit more than the others because I'll have a bit more time there. But I wish I don't know how it's organized, but I really wish I can go and like see the show both times because I'm really interested in listening to all the songs and seeing them live. So yeah, I'm not really thinking about it as a like competition strategy or something.
Well, please reserve May 15th in the evening. Je t'invite to the Wee Wee Jam, honey! Yes!
Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy. I love Louis Jam.
It's gonna be amazing, and we would love to have you, so please do come.
I will. I will.
And obviously, Madame Monsieur, they are in your corner. They worked with you on the song. What advice have they given you now that you've won? Now that there is all this hype around you?
Well, they've told me to not care and not think and not pressure myself with bookmakers, numbers, and all this stuff because it's only gonna be toxic for my performance. I really need to be in the mindset to, I need to be with the target to give a good performance, a great performance, a greater performance than all the performances I did before. I need to always be singing the song like it's the first time, and yeah, they told me to not really think about it as a competition, and I never thought of it as a competition. So yeah, but it's really great advice. They also told me to try and always take a little bit of time for myself, like maybe just an hour or even 5 minutes, to be like, look, this is all happening. This is all so crazy because it happens so fast. They the only thing that they said is like really enjoy it because it's a once in a lifetime experience.
And we recently saw your beautiful music video for your song, And we were so touched to see you without your wig. Like, you snatched that wig off.
I was
Please,
like, bye.
please tell us the story and the significance of that moment in the video.
Well, it's in the very beginning, and we wanted actually at first it was the two directors who proposed to me to like this thing of me without my wig and everything, and I was like, "Are you guys sure? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want them to like see behind the fantasy." But they were like, in the song, you're being so vulnerable and you're showing your true self. Maybe we should also see that in the video. And what's happening in front of the mirror is I talk to myself and I see my dots, all the doubts I have, all the um like every like time I'm in front of the mirror and I'm thinking I don't know who I am anymore. I really want to figure out how to be 100% myself and 100% confident, and this is what I find when I put on my wig. And so we wanted to show all this process, and so it was kind of interesting and really touching for me to see.
When you perform in a wig, is it hot? Like, does it itch? Is it... I've always wondered.
Absolutely not. No, actually, there are some wigs who can really be itchy. It's the like synthetic wigs, and also when drag queens have those enormous wigs,
Yeah.
they also put like three wigs on top of the other. And actually, I have a great hairdresser who actually really takes care of what's happening under there for me to always feel comfortable and never itchy or all of that.
Well, there we go. Horsehair, real hair, here everywhere. All right.
Yeah,
The music experts at Destination Eurovision in the final, they marked you down compared to the televote. The first question is, after you saw the jury scores, were you worried that you would not win?
I was actually sure I would not win. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going home. That was a fun adventure. I was extremely happy, extremely grateful, and I felt like all the songs in the final were so good.
Yeah.
Everything had such like they all had such a unique vibe, and I really loved the selection. A lot of people said that they preferred the one from last year, but I actually think both years were really different in their own ways, and I really loved what was happening in the final. I really loved all the songs. So I was like, anyone there can go, and I would be so happy. So I was like, it's okay. The juries didn't really get this one. Maybe they didn't really like, maybe they had a little more pointers than the first one, and they found that it was maybe a downgrade. And I was like, okay, if this is what they think, I will review everything that I hear, everything that I read, and take care of like listen to everything and put it to work for other performances, even if it wasn't for Eurovision. But I was sure that it wasn't going to Eurovision. And then when the televotes happened, I was like, it was a lot of numbers. I was like, how? When he said 150 points, I'm really bad at math. So I was like, oh, so cool. I was the number one in televotes. Thank you. But I didn't think I would get past Simone. I was like, okay, she's going. This is amazing. And when I saw that, I was like, what the hell is going on? This is so crazy. And so it was a really big roller coaster of emotions, but only happiness.
Oh, and between the semi-final and the final, the staging had changed.
Yes.
Do you think it will change again significantly for Tel Aviv?
Yes, we're not like I'm not doing it like Melody Festival, and there are a lot of changes. We're not serving the same performance, even though I love the fact that we know the performance from Melody Festival and it doesn't really move that much. Uh, I myself always feel like I need to reinvent myself and reinvent like the performance, and maybe some people will find it annoying that I did three different stuff. I'm really sorry, but I really wanted to try something new, something else. I feel like Destination Eurovision was targeted for Eurovision, but also for France, and it was my first ever. It was the first time ever I was showing myself to my country as a singer. So I did something that was maybe more oriented for my country, and now it's Eurovision, so I want to do something bigger. So yeah.
You know, and it's very brave. Actually, you and Simone both, I believe, for her, this was like her first televised TV show. And for
Yeah,
you had
and
been
for
on,
me it was my first, yeah, direct
there we
live show.
go. First live. So it's very brave to do that. And obviously, you will grow as you keep doing it. I guess, how are you preparing to grow? Like, are you doing vocal coaching, or I guess, what's your plan?
Well, I have been doing vocal coaching ever since I was 11. I stopped when I was 17 until I was 18 and a half. So that was a year and a half of me not doing any vocal coaching. And then I got back into it. So I was still waking up everything. Now we're finally really getting more comfortable. There was a little issue for Destination Eurovision is that I was extremely sick for the entire 10 days. So no, it was actually 3 weeks of me being sick. So I was drinking only tea, and I was serving honey on everything that I was eating or drinking. It was a mess, and my voice was so tired. It was horrible. And the thing is, I think also the stress really got me crippled in like anxiety, and everything got in like my throat and in my vocal cords, and I was really like so I, what we're gonna work on is the technique for it to be way better, way bigger, because we heard a lot of reviews and everything, and so we're gonna really work on the strength and also the largeness, I guess, of the vocals, and also we're gonna work on the stress. And for me to really be less stressed, I think all the performances we're gonna do before Eurovision are gonna help a lot with that, and we're gonna try to be less stressed, more vocally prepared, and also do a lot of sports. There's going to be a lot of dance practice and a lot of everything. So it's going to be a very, very, very intense, but it's everything that I love. So it's not going to look like or feel like work for me.
Dance practice. So, are you going to be busting a move? Are you going to be, oh, yes, throwing shapes?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to like say everything yet, but what can I say? What I can say about what's going to happen in May is that um, we're reworking a bit on. It's not actually a reworking. We're doing a Eurovision edit of the song.
Oh, okay. For more power, I suspect. There's going to be some
This
power.
is yeah, this is a wee exclusive. We haven't told anyone. So yeah, we have been working. It has also been with Madame Monsieur. It has also been with Medellin, the guy who did the instrumental. We're like, okay, we were in a tiny studio in La Plaine Saint-Denis in France. Now we're in the convention center of Tel Aviv. This is different. We need to give something a bit bigger. That's all I can say. But it's really been fun. It's exciting. And now that the song has really sunk in me, we can try new things. And this is all going to be fun.
And in terms of the wig, I just keep looking at how gorgeous it is. When you put a wig on, does it change like your posture, your attitude, I guess? How does it help you?
It helps me feel one, stronger, two, more fabulous. So I always feel like I can do all of that. And it makes me feel like myself. It makes me feel like the person that I've always envisioned when I was even a small boy. I always saw myself with long hair, and I wasn't able to get that, and for that to be beautiful and for that to be glowy and all of that. So I was really excited to start wearing wigs. It has been really beneficial and also like kind of therapeutic for me. Like it helps my mental state. It always makes me feel really stronger. But what I can also reveal is that we're gonna change the wig for Eurovision.
Oh. Are we going to have
Yeah,
some Latrice Royale realness? Some pheromone realness? Some drag queen spectaculaire?
it's gonna be spectacular. I don't think we can. Oh yeah, I don't want to reveal too much, but it's going to be really snatched.
Oh my. I have this vision of it going to the floor and like covering the whole stage.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. My hairdresser Gabby King, he's amazing. He's been working with me. He's really talented, and what the only thing I can actually really say about how the wig is going to look, I can say that it's going to be Stormy's big sister. So there are going to be similarities with this one because I really want to see it like an evolution of this one, and the length of the hair, there's a lot of it.
Okay, there we go. Remember Alina Nachayeva, Estonia, her dress? That's gonna be hair. I can see it. I can see it.
Fully.
Now, we learned that the Eurovision postcards will see the contestants dancing in different places in Israel. You're gonna be dancing somewhere in Israel. Where would you
Yeah.
like to dance?
I actually never visited Tel Aviv. I never visited the country, but I'm so excited to see it. I really heard a lot about the beach, so I really think that could be fun. But anywhere fits for me. I just can't wait to see the entire country. I feel like it's beautiful, and I can't wait to see it.
And also, I read just before this interview, you name your wigs. You have different names for all of them. Could you tell
Yes.
us some of the names?
Okay, so this one is called Stormy with an I. This is Stormy. The green one is called Verona. There's like a ginger-ish one that's called Gina. There's a long blonde one that's like kind of wavy. She's called Paris. There are a lot of names.
Amazing. Maybe you'll name one Israel after you succeed at Eurovision.
I think the one that I'll put it by for Eurovision is going to be called Israel, and no matter what happens, it's going to be called that way because she's going to be visiting the country with me.
Amen, hallelujah. And I've got to ask you, where are you? Are you in a library? Are you at school? What? People keep
I
walking by.
am at my label. This is my label, actually.
Ah,
Yeah, and
okay.
here we're doing some finishing touches for the album. It's been so fun. So we're still working, and we have a huge announcement tomorrow, and I can't wait. So we're preparing that. So I can't wait.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I Googled in the French media that in the past, maybe your old label or old music people tried to change your image and that you were not having it.
Well, actually, they weren't actually my team yet. Those were people we were in talks with to work like with them, and and they were all talking about, oh, you should do this, and you should do that, and I was like, actually, I think like I should do all of that. And what I prepared and what I showed them, they were like, oh no, this is too much. We cannot. And I was like, okay, F you guys. I don't need y'all. I'm gonna do my little YouTube channel. I'm gonna share my music on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna talk directly to my people. And that's what I did. And that's what I did for 2 years. It has been so fun. I have released 4 songs. They were all done entirely by me. The music videos were all co-directed by me. I choreographed all of the music videos with my friend Warren. And it was a big adventure. It was a lot of investment, a lot of money investment, a lot of body and strength and mental health investment. It was a lot of giving myself entirely for this, and finally I met Madame Monsieur at the most unexpected moment in my life. I was kind of thinking like YouTube is going so well, music has been difficult. I feel like I'm just gonna stick to making YouTube videos for now and put a pause to like music. And then I met them on this set, and they were like, you should come talk here. Actually, it was right there. We should talk about music and all your influences and all of that. And I went, and we just had a cute talk. It was amazing. And by the end of the meeting, they were like, okay, we're doing an album. And I didn't actually understand they were saying that. So when I went home, I was like, yeah, I met this wonderful man. It was the producer, and I saw Madame Monsieur. It was fun. I told that to my mom. And then she gets a phone call the next day, and she's like, we're signing a contract. And I was like, what? So it was also crazy. It happened very fast. That was back in October. So it was really fun, and they listen to me. They follow everything, like my vision and how I see stuff. I On the album, I've been working, writing, composing, producing on every song. I've been working like hard on every song, and they let me have a say on everything. And I do my melodies, and they follow it. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, maybe you'll find this weird, and they're like, oh no, just go ahead, do your thing. And so that's so amazing.
I also saw a very nice tweet from them. After you won, there was some cartoon in some newspaper. I don't remember the name.
Yeah,
And it had a guillotine. And
yeah.
they wrote to the paper and said, excuse me, this is a teenager. What are you thinking? What are you doing? They seem to be there for you emotionally and in terms, just as support as well as, musically educating, etc.
They are extremely. We're friends. We built an amazing friendship, and we see each other a lot on the side. Like, so we got to really know each other, and we care for each other. And they actually got a lot of hate last year with Merci because of all of those extremist people who were like anti-immigration and all of that. So they lived the same thing as I did, but what they find unfair is that I'm going through this and I'm 19, and a lot of people tend to forget that, but they're like, guys, wake up. He's like still young, and you're going full on him, like blastering hate, and the thing that makes them really nice and really caring is that they never forget that, and they're always like, okay, don't forget that he's still just like some guy. Just don't. It's like a person, a human being, and this really helps me every day with like my mental health, and yeah, I'm really thankful for them.
Your English is so on point. I have to ask you, did you learn your English more from school or from YouTube?
Well, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of YouTube. It's a tiny little bit of school because French school doesn't really like. It's not that, you know. But it's also my stepmom. Actually, my father got me married when I was 4, and when I was visiting all of those countries like Vietnam and everything, she only spoke English. She was from Singapore. She was a local from Singapore, and she only spoke English, and I only spoke French. So at first we were talking in sign language. We were trying a little things, and it wasn't really working out that well. So we started teaching each other the languages, and she taught me English, and I taught her French, and now she's amazing at French, and I'm kind of good at English. So it's fun.
Yes, you are. You're blowing me away. I mean, compared to recent French, I mean, Madame Monsieur can obviously speak English, but your English is just on another level compared to most acts.
It's
Yes.
also a lot of drag race.
Slay Queen with a K.
Exactly.
Lip sync for your life. But no lip syncing here because you are Bilal Hassani and you are a star. Bilal, it's so nice to finally have connected with you.
Thank you so much, William. I had a great time.
Just a final message for your fans on wiwibloggs.
Well, I would like to thank everyone and for all the people who don't know me yet or who know me just a little. Uh, uh, I hope to serve and do a good performance at Eurovision. I'm reading everything, all of the good criticism that I read from the performances. I've taken it all into consideration, and we're working on a really good thing. I'm really going to try to do my ultimate best. And I wish all of you guys a huge Eurovision season because it's the best time of the year and we're all having a great time. So have fun and always spread love and never hate.
He is Bilal. I am Bilal Hassani on social media. Y'all need to follow. See you later. Bye.